Hey everybody out there in the internet world, welcome to a No Easy Path video. Today we're going to be doing a product review. I've got three of the guys here today. I've got Roy, Aaron, and myself, Patrick. We're going to be doing a snap cap review. The product is Bees Snap Caps. It is a full-blown false cartridge that you can put into your weapon for dry fire exercises. I'll go ahead and start off the review by letting you guys know that most of what we have on the table as far as the snap caps were given to us from Brian, who's the owner of the company, for the review. But I also should follow up to let you know that the reason we have them is because I had done my own personal research and shopping for snap caps in the past. And after trying a few brands that didn't work out so well, I did a lot of research and found these and bought myself some. And after using them for a few weeks and being very impressed with them, I actually reached out to Brian and asked him if we could have these for review. So he didn't track us down. It was actually the opposite. So that speaks highly of the product. So I'm going to pass things along to the other guys, let them all give their piece. I'll go ahead and go to Aaron next. We're going to talk about the dry fire exercises and why you might want to have some snap caps.
So first of all, why dry fire? Right now, everybody knows that ammo's risen in prices the last few years. It seems like every big event that happens, ammo jumps up a little bit more. So a lot of us don't get to the range as much as we might like. Dry firing is a really cost-effective way to keep your skills sharp at your house and even grow your skills. You can practice the basics, trigger manipulation, sight alignment, breathing, stance, grip, all the really basic fundamental aspects of marksmanship that make a good shot. For us, dry fire, if you actually read the manuals that come with some of the weapons, you'll see that excessive dry firing is listed as a cause of possibly damaging your weapon. What usually happens is that the firing pin doesn't have anything to strike when there's no round in the chamber. So it will hit the frame or hit something else and cause damage to itself. And that can end up costing you money in the long run, and you go from something that's supposed to save you money to replacing what can be an expensive firing pin.
All right, and we'll move things over to Roy now. Roy's going to talk about the product design and kind of give the pros and the cons on those designs.
Okay, so one of the things that we really liked about this is that Brian is using actual cartridges that he has then filled with a polymer material, both in where the primer rests, so that the firing pin is actually striking a soft polymer, and where the slug is. And the thing we really liked about that is that I know, for example, Patrick has used some of the competing brands on the market, and some of them are using things like the whole round is machined aluminum, or they're putting machined aluminum in the cartridge. And I know you were talking about how they kind of had a painted red finish that you called like the red glitter of doom for your weapon, because they would shave off a little bit while they're being fed into the chamber. And again, that's turning something that's supposed to be an exercise that's supposed to be saving you money into a potential maintenance nightmare that's going to cost you in the long run. With Brian's, the polymer material is great because even on some of the ones where Patrick has practiced things like double feed exercises and such as that, the most that has happened here is that the polymer material is dented slightly. There's nothing shaved off, nothing left behind in the weapon. And I mean, that's essentially the best you can ask for in a snap cap. And there's not much more to a snap cap than that. As far as the cons are concerned, which it's really a nitpick, because as we said, in our research and in what we've used, this is the best product we've handled so far of its type. So this is a nitpick. But what I would like to see is a little bit more contrast to differentiate from a live round, because from across the room, somebody who doesn't know very much about firearms and ammunition could potentially mistake this for a live round, because the dark material used as the replacement looks kind of like patinaed lead. Now, of course, up close and personal, you're not going to confuse this for a live round. Even though it has the weight of one, it doesn't look like one. But from across the room, somebody might not know, and they think you're loading your weapon, and then suddenly they see you dry firing, and they get a little nervous and antsy. So we all kind of agreed that we'd be willing to pay a little more for the product if Brian was to hunt down a much more high contrast polymer material, maybe something in a hunter orange or a day glow green. This problem is even more apparent when you get to the shot shells, because again, Brian is using real material, like real reclaimed firearms materials, from what we can tell. So, for example, this is one of the snap cap shotgun rounds, and it has the same crimped finish that a live round has. And that, other than the primer, is almost indistinguishable from a live round. Then he's got a different one we handled, which was much better because you can see the polymer material. But I do know from having worked in the firearms industry on a retail level that you can get promotional shot shells that have been printed or specially patterned and colored. And we'd like to actually see Brian maybe go in that direction to create as well as a pistol round or a rifle round that's more high visibility as a false round, to also adding that to having that visibility with the shot shells. And, like we said, we'd be willing to pay a little bit more, and we think that for that kind of security, you might be as well.
All right, so we've covered why you might want to have them. We've covered how great they are. At the end of the review, I'm going to probably throw up some photos and a slideshow so you can get some really good up-close detailed pictures of the products, because I know from this far away you're not going to see in detail. I just want to kind of close things off to say that these are really, really well made. We're using real brass, real reclaimed shot shells. So the weight, feel, size, dimensions, everything is realistic and works as a real round would. I've put the 9mm cartridges through thousands of cycles in my XD Mod 2. Absolutely no issues with a failure to eject or a failure to feed. And then on the Mossberg 500, I've done at least a couple of thousand run-throughs with. Been using these right here. These are my favorite ones for the 12 gauge. So Brian does have 9mm, 12 gauge, 20 gauge. He's got some other stuff coming out. So check him out on Amazon. We'll put a link to some of the pages on the description of the video. From there you can go check out the prices and availability and see if it's something you'd want to pick up for your training regiment. So I want to say thank you guys for watching our review video. If you have any questions, then feel free to put them in the comments down below, and we'll answer those for you. And let us know what kind of videos you'd like to see next. We'll see if we can come out with them for you. Also, before we leave, I'm going to have Aaron talk about some of our future videos coming up real quick.
So, reviewing our snap caps here wasn't an accident. We're going to be coming out with a couple of dry firing videos. Also, some stuff on self-reliance and tribe as we go through and do tribe building in real time. You'll get to kind of journey along with us as we build our intentional community. You can hear a little bit of noise in the background. That's because the dog is in the room with us, and that's because my brother here is getting ready to upgrade his place of residence. So once we get that move settled down, you'll be seeing a little bit more on the resource side from us as well.
All right, that's it for today, guys. Be sure to subscribe to us, like our videos, stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to the post-review video. I told you I'd take some pictures and get up close and personal with the snap caps so you can see them because we were so far away on the couch. First of all, we have moved. I got a house now. I wanted you guys to meet the co-star. Unfortunately, even though we did a few different takes on the video, Nova here just was like out of patience being locked up, so she was being kind of loud, and I felt like that was the best take of the video, even though it was the one where she made the most noise. But yeah, she's my white shepherd. I love her to death. So back to what we were going to do with the snap caps. Instead of doing what I normally do, which is pictures, I figured I would run through a video with you. So I'm doing my own cameraman work today. We'll see if that works out to our advantage or disadvantage. So the quality of these is why we need to get up close and personal. I want to show you that the boxes, the cover art on the boxes, is exactly what you actually get. So like for example, these here are the color of the filler there, and you can see that it's with a nickel casing, so that's exactly the color and the casing you get. Over here you got brass, so those are exactly what you see is what you get as far as the box. Now these are the ones I bought, which is the yellow brass with the blue filler, and they have real actual material where the primer should be, and that makes it so that when you do fire these, you're not damaging your firing pin. And that was one thing that a lot of different competing products were lacking. And then over here with the shot shells, what you see is what you get as well. I have all those and all those in here. These are the ones I keep in my Mossberg 500 for training, so they're actually in my weapon right now. And these guys here are some rifle cartridges that were not featured in the review. I was asked to evaluate them as a prototype, but unfortunately I didn't have the money to get a rifle. I'm looking at the Mossberg MMR right now, but just can't quite get it. There's too many other things to pay for, so I could not fairly review them, so they were left out of the review. But yeah, we got real material here. These blue ones especially have been used hundreds and maybe thousands of times each, and they're not showing any significant signs of wear, and they've been holding up just great for all my exercises. So if you guys had any questions, again, just ask us in the comments of the video. We'll get around to answering those questions for everybody. We do have multiple videos and a lot of written material coming up on the No Easy Path website and the YouTube channel. It's just a matter that, getting some time to go and do it, because we all have full-time jobs, wives, dogs, children, things of that nature to take care of first. So, alright, if you guys need any other questions answered, then ask down below. This was Patrick from No Easy Path, and I'll see you guys next time.